Hi, welcome to today's On This Day in Tudor History. I'm Claire Ridgway. I'm the author of several Tudor history books, and I also blog online about history on the Anne Boleyn Files. And I run the Tudor Society, which is a hub for Tudor history lovers all over the world to come together and to discuss Tudor history, our favourite thing. Okay, now today I'm taking you back to the reign of King Henry VIII. On this day in Tudor history, the 19th of June 1535, Sebastian Newdigate, William Exmew and Humphrey Middlemore, who were all monks of the Carthusian order of London Charterhouse, were hanged, drawn and quartered at Tyburn, that awful death which was used as a punishment for traitors. Now you might remember my video from the 11th of May, which was about the Carthusian monks who were martyred in Henry VIII's reign, and I'll give you a link to go back to that if you want to find out a bit more about them. But in that video, I explained that 18 Carthusian monks were put to death between May 1535 and August 1540. Their crime, the crime that they were punished for, was refusing to accept King Henry VIII as the supreme head of the church in England. Some of them were hanged, drawn and quartered. Some of them were hanged in chains, and others were starved to death in prison. All 18 have been recognised by the Catholic Church as martyrs because they died for their faith. They died sticking to their faith and being strong in their faith and standing up to King Henry VIII. One of the men executed on this day in 1535, 35-year-old Sebastian Newdigate, had actually been brought up at the royal court and had become a close friend of King Henry VIII and had served him in his privy chamber. After the death of his wife Catherine, with whom Newdigate had had 2 daughters, Newdigate decided to join the London Charterhouse, this order of Carthusian monks. He was ordained as a deacon on the 3rd of June 1531 and then subsequently ordained as a priest. In the 1520s, he was active in confiscating heretical books and reporting on heretics. Now, Newdigate went as far as signing the Oath of Succession in June 1534, but he could not, by his conscience, accept the king's supremacy along with other monks of his order. He was arrested on the 25th of May 1535 and taken to Marshalsea prison, where he spent 2 weeks chained in an upright position to a pillar before appearing before the King's Council. He was then taken to the Tower of London. It is said that the king himself visited Newdigate, his good friend and privy chamberer, at Marshalsea and at the Tower, trying to convince Newdigate to accept him as supreme head of the church, but Newdigate just could not. He refused. He was condemned to death at his trial on the 11th of June 1535 and was executed 8 days later. These Carthusian monks were men of God. They were known for their austerity and for their sanctity, and executing these men has to be, well, for me, one of the most brutal acts of King Henry VIII's reign. But Newdigate would be pleased to know, though, that his courage and his conviction led others to keep to their Catholic faith, to keep strong in their faith. He became an example to them. And as I said, these Carthusian monks, these men who died in the reign of King Henry VIII, have become known as, are regarded as Catholic martyrs. And they were all beatified in 1886 by Pope Leo XIII. So a low point, lots of low points actually in the reign of King Henry VIII, but for me the Carthusian monks are very important. I've actually visited the La Cartuja, which is the Carthusian monastery in Granada, where there are paintings of all of the Carthusian monks that have been martyred throughout history, and included are some paintings of these men as well, these men appearing before Cromwell, and then these men suffering death. And to me, it just, yeah, it had an impact seeing these paintings. Such a low point in Henry VIII's reign. Oh, I'm sorry to bring you such doom and gloom. Perhaps, you never know, I might be able to bring you something happier tomorrow. I can't promise. But at least you get your Tudor history fix. If you've enjoyed finding out a bit more about Sebastian Newdigate and the Carthusian martyrs in today's video, then please do give it a like. I've struggled to read all of your comments, but I really do appreciate them, and I really appreciate you following me and tuning in every day to get your Tudor history fix. I'll see you tomorrow, but you can subscribe to the channel by clicking around about there, hit the bell to be notified of videos as they go live, which is at least on a daily basis. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.